Hi, sweethearts. Hi, cuties. Hi, loves of my life. It's day 2 for this week, and we're gonna see how we go. We're not gonna put pressure on ourselves, you know what I mean? We don't have to show up here every day. It is a very intense time energetically. So, as I said yesterday, please take care of yourself because I'm doing the same. But it's all love, it's all gratitude, it's all blessings, it's all healing. Let's take a look at today's energies. We're gonna try and keep this short. I always say this, and then I look at the timer and we're like 20 minutes in. So, but yes, I do want to speak a little bit about sovereignty, because it's something that came up while I was just contemplating and ruminating on current energies, and it's very, very important right now to just be sovereign, to be a very autonomous and authoritative voice in your life. Okay. And this has always been the case, but it's coming up right now because you are at, you're not even at the precipice, you've actually entered a new timeline. You are right at the point where you're in the void space, you're in the 0 point, you're in the void space, you're at the 0 point, and like the whole, I get I'm getting 2 of Stars energy, 2 of Wands energy, and 3 of Wands energy as well. So big Aries energy. So you're at the precipice. Like I said, you're not really at the precipice. I keep saying you're at the precipice, and my guides are like, no, baby, we're inside. We're inside. The timeline has been revealed to you. You are right at the beginning of a new story. And when you are at the beginning of a new story, as an architect, as the author, as a narrative, you have to ensure that everything is being written in your own voice. As a director of this movie, you have to ensure that everything is being orchestrated to suit you, to suit your inner truth, to suit your inner voice. It's very, very important that you do this, because your guides, God, your higher self, the universe, life is trusting you at this point to drive the ship forward. And this trust is built through discernment. So when we're not discerning, oftentimes we'll feel severed from our resources, severed from our higher self, severed from the guides, severed from our ancestors, and so on and so forth, because we're not on the same page. Our ancestors can only trust us. The higher self can only trust us to move forward if we're discerning. And discernment is a quality, a feature of sovereignty. When you know who you are and you are so attuned to that, the voice within is clear. Then you don't have to be like, oh my God, I'm so confused. You don't have to do that. And in this reality, we're not taking. I've already started shuffling. And in this reality, we're not. And the 5 of Cups and the 5 of Coins came out, the 5 of Pentacles, the 7 of Swords came out as well. So again, when you betray yourself, that's 7 of Swords energy. When you betray yourself, then you betray your guides, you betray your higher self, you betray your gods, because you stepped out of yourself. You stepped out of that sovereign aspect of yourself. Now you are susceptible to the voices outside of you. This person said that, society says this, conditioning says that, and it's like, that's not what we're here to do. We're here to be sovereign. We're here to be loyal to the voice that is within, to be loyal to the truth which resides in the heart space. Do you get what I'm saying? But like I said, you are right in the middle of a new story, and that's fantastic. You know what it takes to write yourself anew. It's no child's play. But let's start off with this, and then we'll get into some of the cards. Let's go. Ooh. And yeah, yesterday's reading, we spoke a little bit about heartbreak being miraculous, using heartbreak to alchemize, to delve deeper into the self, and to uncover and unearth the truth. So it's not really surprising that we're moving to a space where now we have to use that truth as a guide. And that's what sovereignty is, however you pronounce it. Using the truth as a guide, knowing that there is no higher voice, there is no authoritative voice outside of yourself. Let's shuffle. Let's shuffle. Everybody wants to come out. Like, the energies today are like, and yeah, even prior to like doing this reading, I was like, what is going on? So we have this Daughter of Stars, which is the Page of Wands, new energy, life, zest. Yeah, like I said, it's a new story that you're writing here. So you're super excited. Super excited. We have, oh, lots and lots of, so we have the Strength card. How cute. We are in Leo season. That's not surprising. We have the Malika of Cups. Let's take a look at that. It's just, there we go. That's the Queen of Cups. And then we have Nafs, which is the devil. I'm not surprised to see that. And then we have the Eight of Coins, which is your Eight of Pentacles. So what I'm getting here is, yeah, like I said, this is a new story that is being written. You've come out of a very, dense time where you've had to learn a lot of lessons. That's why we have the Strength card here. We have the Devil card here as well, because the Devil card is also a time for us to really tap into the shadow aspects of ourselves, to integrate those parts of ourselves, to drive ourselves forward. Because true sovereignty is owning yourself. That's what sovereignty is. I keep oscillating between sovereignty and sovereignty. I'm going to stick to sovereignty, yes. True sovereignty is owning all the aspects of yourself, including your ego, including the parts of you that are resigned to the shadows. You have to take a look at those and bring them in. And I love that the Malika of Cups is here in conjunction with the Strength card, because this speaks to loving yourself boldly, fully and completely. Loving even the parts of yourself that are dark and the parts of yourself that are susceptible to limitations and blockages, the parts of yourself that are very lower dimensional ego situations. But the Strength card and the Malika of Cups comes in to bring a confidence, especially because, like I said, this is a new story that you're writing, boo. So this in this new story, in this timeline, you're not afraid to own your shadow. You're not afraid to love up on yourself fully. You're not afraid to use your ego to drive you forward. You know what I mean? And that brings a certain fullness, a certain sovereignty, a certain authority, because no one can tell you about yourself. The thing about resigning the parts of ourselves to the dungeons, to the ego, and not loving up on ourselves completely is that we believe we are unworthy, and then we begin to seek validation from other people. And we're not doing that in this timeline. No. We have strength, confidence, and resilience to love up on ourselves, to embody love fully. And we don't become prisoners of the ego. See these chains? We no longer become prisoners of the ego when we love up on it. Okay, we'll get to this Eight of Pentacles energy, but it truly takes work and talent and dexterity. It takes skill, you know what I mean, to use your talents and to use every single aspect of what you've learned, because the Eight of Pentacles is also a card of apprenticeship. Every single aspect of what you learned through that dark night of the soul that you were in, through that learning period of, isolation. Some of you may have been in isolation. It takes a lot to alchemize that, but it's a very exciting time. Yeah, we have the Knight of Wands, which is the Son of Stars in this deck. It's an exciting time. You're ready to go. You're itching to go. You're itching to step into this timeline. You're itching to use your resources and your tools, because this Eight of Coins as well is really about, you see, that person is deep at work, using their time and their energy and their concentration to work towards something that they want to see blossom and grow. So you are so excited to use everything you've learned, boo, to step into a new version of yourself, to own this new version of yourself that is fearless, that is unafraid, that really is quite invincible and is in deep love with who they are. Like, oh my god, like there's nothing as beautiful as loving up on yourself. And that love is your fuel, is the fire, is the chi, is the prana. That love is what gives you drive and passion and the ability to stand in your truth and to be authentic. Like, that's really what it is. That's really what we're here to do. When we speak about the higher self and God and divinity, and we're just speaking about being authentic. The courage. This is also the card of courage. And we also have the strength card here, which is, again, card of courage. And we have the Page of Pentacles. So lots of, Page of Wands, that's what we have. So Knight of Wands, Page of Wands, and the Strength card. It's confidence, it's fire, it's passion, it's drive, it's resilience, it's trusting yourself. But you build that trust through love. You don't just wake up trusting yourself. You have to know that you're worthy of love. We also have the Son of Coins. So we have the Son of Coins and the Eight of Coins. Knight of Pentacles and Eight of Pentacles. So again, it takes work. It takes work, but it's work that you're excited to embark on. It's work that you're just like, yes, yes, yes. Yes, I want to do this. Yes, I deserve this. I've been through a lot, and now I have integrated my shadow into the light. I've brought the darkness into the light, and that's fantastic. And now you kind of just, you're ready to just, because the knights, the suns, which are the suns in this deck, really speak to action-orientedness. They drive things forward. Even though the Knight of Pentacles, the Son of Coins, is the only knight that is stationary, because he's very pensive. He contemplates on, and it's not gender specific, it's just the energy, and this is what is depicted in the image. So the Knight of Pentacles energy is very much like, okay, it's about efficiency. It's about guarding the harvest. It's about ensuring that before you move forward, you're kind of like, you've made appropriate plans. It's solid energy. It's very like, it's diligent. It's working hard, and you're ready to work hard. Not only have you worked hard to get yourself into this timeline, you want to continue working hard, and you know now that you're capable of creating something incredibly beautiful. And writing a beautiful story. Let's get 3 more, and then we're gonna be out of here. So see, again, this is about love, man. We have the Ace of Cups, we have the Queen of Cups present. There is no sovereignty without loving up on yourself. There is no truth without loving up on yourself. Your ego is not your worst enemy. It is only your worst enemy if you make it so. If you decide to sever yourself from the shadow aspects of yourself, and we all have a shadow. We all have a shadow, and the shadow is, when you really come to integrate that into the light, you learn to realize that your shadow is just a part of you that, not only is it wounded, but it's wounded because it's unseen, it's unloved, it's unfelt. You haven't loved up on that part of yourself. Okay, too many. We need 2 more. And in this new timeline, love is the order of the day for you. Love is, ooh, yes. See, then we have our last 2 cards, the Six of Swords, which is movement, which is, traversing these waters, looking out into the horizon. So lots of movement. We have the Knight of Swords, not the Knight of Swords, the Knight of Wands. I keep confusing the staves with the wands because this is the deck I'm using. But we have the 2 Knights of Staves, which is the Knight of Wands. And then we have the Knight of Coins, Son of Pentacles. And then we have the Six of Swords. So lots and lots and lots of movement. You're ready to go. You're just like, yeah, I got myself into this time. Now we're moving. And you're not just moving by yourself. Like I said, you're moving with your guides because they trust you now. You're moving with your higher self. You're moving with God because you've created harmony and you've created union with those aspects of yourself through love. Through love. You said to the dark aspects of yourself, you said to the shadow aspects of yourself, come here, let me love up on you. There is nothing about me that is unlovable. That's what you said. You said there is nothing about me that is unlovable. Not a single thing. Not the wounded part of me, not the insecure aspect of me, not the fearful aspect of me. Come up, let me love up on everything. And this is what, love is the vehicle. Love motions things towards, brighter horizons, newness. It's not just new love that's coming in, baby. It's a new timeline altogether. It's a new way of loving up on yourself and loving up on life. Because like I said, not surprised to see the Hermit here, which is a Dervish in this deck. Not surprised to see the hermit, boo, because you've been through a time where you isolated yourself, or you were isolated by the universe, by your guides, by your ancestors, by your higher self, to really learn how to love up on yourself, to really learn how to use your ego as a fuel, using your ego as a means of acceleration. You know what I mean? To accelerate your growth and to really leap into this time. There's no quantum leaping without love. There's no quantum leaping without integrating the dark aspects of yourself with the shadow aspects of yourself. Don't let them lie to you. And this is what creates wealth. Look at what's at the bottom of the deck. 10 of coins, 10 of pentacles, intergenerational wealth, deep, deep wealth. A wealth in love, because love is a measure of wealth, baby. There's no other measure of wealth than love. And it offers you strength and it offers you beauty. That's beautiful. How beautiful. How beautiful that all it took for you to get to this point was loving up on yourself. It took other things as well. I mean, it took dissolving this thing and that. It took reconfiguring yourself. I know it is hard. This period of isolation, this initiation period, it's no child's play. But it was worth it, because you are now at a point where nobody can tell you shit about yourself. And you don't chase validation from nobody but yourself. You don't chase validation from nobody but your God. In fact, you've surpassed validation. You've surpassed the need for validation altogether. That's what trust is. Beyond validation, beyond, you're just affirmed and you know your worth now. And now you can move in love. That's beautiful. Love as sovereignty. Love as sovereignty. When you love up on yourself fully, you take full ownership of yourself. Full ownership for yourself. The dark and the light. And who can tell you anything? Who gonna check you, boo? Who gonna check you, boo? When you're sovereign, when you're sitting on your throne. Woo! Congratulations. Round of applause to you. You are that which you think you are. I'm gonna see you tomorrow.